I am here with Tom Gallin of John Gallin Sons, who is a construction firm. They have been in business since 1886. I haven't run into too many companies that have been in business since 1886. You must be on the fourth or fifth generation. What has your family done to keep this business alive for all those years? It's amazing because most businesses only last two generations or three generations, and you're on the fourth or fifth.
Well, one, thanks for having me. And, the secret is one, you come to work every day and you do your best. You do what's best for your clients, you do what's best for your employees. And that's pretty much our mantra. We come in to try and help every client the best of our abilities to get their job done in a timely, organized fashion so they can move in and continue to do what they do. The secret is just, and then at the end of the day, doing the right thing, being a team player and taking one job at a time and moving on to the next.
How did you get in the business?
I've always kind of wanted to be my own business person. I started out like many of all of my siblings. We started out as in the field as laborers when we were going through college. So you learn the business then, and I learned about all the hard work and teamwork then that has to get done. And I admired that. And I saw an opportunity to come into the company, and I took it. So after college, doing a year or two of doing other things, I came back to the business, started back in the field again, and then got put into the office where learned every aspect of the business coming up, and as we all did.
What is Gallin Sons known for in construction? Are they do they do residential? Do they do ground up? Do they do office interiors? What do you think the real estate people who hire you know you for?
We started out, in fact, my great-grandfather started out as a mason doing sidewalks, progressed indoors working on stables and cottages. Then we did some buildings, and during the whole time, we've done a little bit of everything. After all this time, we figured for the last 100 years, our specialty is commercial office interiors, renovating spaces for companies to go in, modifying them when they're expanding or contracting, and being the person they can call to at the last minute for an emergency.
Can you explain what low bid is versus construction management, and then what's the positives of low bid? What's the negatives? This is a big question.
I don't like to use the word low bid. I like to see the best qualified bid, because many times the low price isn't the best price. Things aren't included or there's disputes. On a competitive bid, you have the contractors are brought in towards the end of the design phase, and the architect does his design. He'll send out the drawings to 3, 4, 5 different contractors. We go out to our subcontractors. We all put in a competitive price based on the scope. We end up doing that. The downside is the end user, the client, doesn't know what the price for his build out is going to be until that time. So if they have budget constraints, even though the architects do their best to design to those constraints, there's always lapses and judgment calls and all that. On a competitive bid, you're not going to get to that until the end. A lot of people think on the competitive bid, they're always going to get the best price out there on the street because they're going to multiple contractors. On a construction management project, the contractor is brought in the early design phases of the project, where we can start value engineering and giving budget prices to how the design is progressing. So for example, if we can save money on the back office area, well, that budget number for the client doesn't change, but he can shift that savings to the front of house where the clients see it and spruce that up to be a little bit nicer. On a competitive bid, you don't have that option until after the fact. And the conception that you're not getting the best price out there during a construction management phase, the general contractor is given his prices, but a good one is also consulting with 2 or 3 subcontractors along the way to get their pricing in it and to get it to budgets more realistic. And then towards the end, expand that out to a couple of more subcontractors to get the best possible price.
And you're showing all these subcontractor bids to the
Yes, everything.
tenant or landlord.
Yep, on the construction management, everything is completely transparent. We document all the different price changes, why the price changed, where it's gone, and there's always a history of to why a decision was made and why we went somewhere. And you can do that. On a lump sum, you don't get that. You could just get a lump sum price, and that's the end of it.